Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's being brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done to educate consumers, grow their practices, and to leave a legacy. I'm doing a series of spotlights with remarkable business intermediaries from across the country. And joining me on this segment is Carol Bennett. She's with the Sunbelt Network in Bakersfield. Carol, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. Just so you know, my screen went blank.
Oh, I can still see
Sorry.
you. So as long as you can hear me, we'll be just fine.
Okay,
So,
just wanted to
Carol,
make.
tell me a little bit about your work and specifically who are the types of clients that you specialize in helping?
Well, honestly, we work with pretty much any business, starting with making maybe 200,000 a year up to millions. Right now, I would say we've got about 30 listings, anywhere from trucking companies down to hairstylists, or we might even sell hair salons. A lot of times that also includes the real estate. So yeah, we work with middle market business.
So, these folks that are selling, a lot of times throughout the years, they've been thinking growth, 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 and run my business, but they don't often think about selling, I don't think, until last minute. How informed are these folks when they reach out to you, or do they need quite a bit of help or hand holding in the process?
They do need help. We've done many presentations trying to let sellers know or business owners know what they need to do to prepare. And I think, if you're going to start a business or take on a business, you want to give yourself at least 10 years, but within 5 years of those 10 years, you need to start planning your exit. And most sellers or most business owners don't know that. They don't get that. And then we end up getting people that are having health issues, and they're having, you know, regrets for, I should have sold this 2 years ago when it was making a lot of money. And then that's where we're kind of scrambling to help them, and probably not going to get them what they need to get out of the business or what they thought they would get out of the business. So
So,
it's
since
important to
it's the
plan
first
early.
time that they're selling a business or going through this process, um, are there any big myths or misconceptions that you hear out there, things that they don't quite understand in regards to selling a business? Any myths or misconceptions?
I don't think that they need to plan that far ahead. I think they're looking at maybe 1 to 2 years, but in reality, you have to start earlier than that. Um, it's just like putting a budget together or a 5 year plan together. It's just something that you have to do. A big corporate company does that. So these smaller businesses, they have to think the same way. And sometimes they just don't.
What are the sort of what are the big things that sellers are going to be looking for? What should they prepare for in those years before selling that are going to make the business attractive?
Well, they need to make sure that they are training someone to take over their position, because ultimately a buyer is going to look for that. A buyer does not want to go into a business and realize that that business owner was the key person, and now they don't have a key person anymore. So they've got to hire someone and pay that price for that key person. And there might be some training involved. It might take a while for that person to get up with, what's happening in that business. So training somebody to take over for you, that's important. It's hard for business owners to do that.
So I know that we're seeing a wave of baby boomer business owners that are looking to sell their businesses and go on to their
Yes.
next chapters. We're also seeing another wave called they're calling it the Great Resignation, where this is a buyer wave of people that want to come in and buy a business for their next chapter. Have you seen that in your area, and has it been motivating sellers? What have you seen out of the Great Resignation?
Well, I am a baby boomer. I'm at the very last end of it. And so I end up working with a lot of them, and they are either having health issues or they are, just tired and they want to move on. So I'm getting a lot of baby boomers. So that's true. And not just Bakersfield, all over. And then, as far as you were asking about if I knew about the younger generation, is that what
Yeah,
you want?
are you seeing new buyers coming into the market, coming from corporate America?
I am actually seeing more investors than anything. And There are a lot of them that are in the United States, but there are many that are outside of the United States coming in, and they're younger and they're looking long term. So we just have to know what they want. Do they want like ROI or do they want NOI? What do you want? So once we figure that out, then we know what direction to take. So are they going to want to do mergers and acquisitions, which is something I wouldn't normally do? I'd have to refer them to somebody. Or are they just wanting to take on a business between 250,000 to 10 million? That's pretty much where I'm at. So,
You said a term that I'm not familiar with. I know ROI, but what's NOI you said?
oh, net of return, NOR. I'm sorry.
NOR, okay. Okay, just
I'm sorry. I sometimes I mess these little acronyms up. Sorry.
not a
Yeah.
problem. Carol, what inspired you to become a business intermediary? How did you get into the field and how did you get started?
Okay. So I was in real estate for 25 years, but I also worked for some corporations while I was a broker for real estate. So what I liked is I liked being in a large corporation and knowing what my job was, but I also liked being in real estate and having a lot of freedom. So, what I like about being a business broker is I have my hands in a lot more areas. I can't get bored because that's always a thing I get concerned about. I don't want to be bored. And I can make decisions and I can help people. And, you know, they're going to get what they want when they work with me. I mean, I'm listening, I'm giving them advice, I'm guiding them. In real estate, I'm just selling houses, just houses. That was it. And this is businesses and sometimes commercial real estate. And that's just so much more than what I had before. So this is
That's
great.
terrific. Carol, before I ask you my last question, is there anything that I didn't think to ask that you feel is important to share in regards to selling a business uh, or even buying a business in today's economy?
It's important to just kind of back to what I was saying before. It's important to decide when you sell your business, what do you want to get out of it? Because we actually can help sellers get what they want to get out of their business as long as they follow a plan and as long as they have enough years ahead to make that plan happen. Sometimes we have given advice and not charged for it, and then that seller says, I'm making so much money now, I don't want to sell, but I'll come to you later when I'm ready to sell. So we can actually give that kind of advice and help guide sellers through that to help them sell at a price that they're comfortable with, that they're happy with retiring with.
So, for folks that are listening now that are considering selling their business and they don't know where to start, but they'd love to speak with you and get some advice, how can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Sure. The best way is my email, because I check my emails every morning before I get started. It's C as in Carol, Bennett, Bennett, at sunbeltnetwork.com. And then my phone number is 661-369-1516. I'm on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me just if you punch my name in on the internet.
This has been terrific. Carol, thank you so much for taking the time and sharing with my audience today. I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Well, thank you so much, Mark. Thanks for the opportunity.
Carol Bennett, she's with Sunbelt Network, and that's in Bakersfield. And this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published to educate consumers, grow their practices, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.